Guys, what's up? As I said, this is another video on the bike, and I'm gonna be doing the chain tensioner installation. Before I get into all that, I'm gonna talk about what the chain tensioners are actually used for. And in my personal opinion, I think that they're a necessity when it comes to wheelie bikes. And they feel great on the bike, and anything's better than having a very, very loose chain. So I'm gonna go right now into explaining why chain tensioners are really good for your bike and why you should go ahead and buy them. Okay, so long story short, chain tensioners are basically used to keep your wheel aligned, and also when you're pedaling very fast, it keeps your wheel from slipping forward. Now, those are just two of them, but the reason I use it is because of course it keeps the wheel aligned. That's one of the best ways to keep your back wheel aligned, and also because it's a lot easier to find the right tension in your chain. So I'm gonna go ahead and mount my phone, and then I am going to take off my chain tensioners to get them ready to put them back on, to show you how to get the right tension on your chain. Alright, so this is what a chain tensioner looks like. So you have the Allen bolt right here, which you will use to go ahead and tighten this. It comes with this part right here, the part that I'm unscrewing, and that's when you find your right chain tension. You want to tighten that down as hard as you can. And it comes with this piece as well. This piece goes here, and that's what sits on the back of the dropout. So both of them are the same. And then I'm gonna explain why they have two holes. So the reason that it has two holes is because some dropouts are different. So some dropouts, you would just only need the first hole, and then the back could just sit easy onto the thing. My dropout is a little different, so I have to use the second hole so that the piece right here in the back can sit good on the back of the dropout. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and first I'm gonna put my phone mounted onto my chest mount, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to go ahead and put them on. All right, so I hope you guys can see it well. And as far as I see, you guys can see it pretty good. So what you wanna do is, and this is gonna go for both sides, you just wanna finger tighten it for now. So use the end of this and finger tighten it until you feel like sitting on the back really good. All right, and then at that point you wanna take, since I don't use pegs, I'm just gonna take my washer in my rear bolt and then just finger tighten that on. Just like that, and then do the same to the other side. After that is done, just move so you guys can see. You wanna take your Allen key, and then you wanna go ahead and tighten it as much as you can until it starts to feel really tight. Always keep checking your chain. So that's not the drive side. So if we move over to the drive side, you're gonna do the same thing for this side. So you're gonna go ahead and take it and then tighten it up, and then you can literally see the chain tensing up. See, it's starting to get a little more tense. Now keep doing that. And then eventually you'll see that your wheel is starting to get aligned. It'll basically align itself. That's how I usually know that I have the right tension, because when the wheel is perfectly straight, that just that's the best way you can have it. So right there seems good for me. And I can push, and the chain seems pretty tense. When I move it, it's good. It doesn't have a lot of play. All right, and then you do the same. You tighten up the other side just a little bit. Not all the way, but just a little bit. Right there is fine. Now I sit back and I look at the wheel kind of. And I can see that on the right side over here, it's a little bit pushed that way. So what that means is I have to sit here and I have to loosen up this side a little bit. And that is better, a lot better. So once you're done, you're gonna go ahead and find yourself a 10 millimeter wrench, and I will come back to you once I find my 10 millimeter wrench. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first take this bolt and I'm gonna, just kind of flick it until it hits the end right there. And then you're just gonna tighten it right there. That's it. You don't even have to do any more. Just tighten it that much and you're all set. So I'm gonna do just a tiny bit more. And that's it. And then you go ahead and do the same for the other side. So let me adjust the camera. You go ahead and finger tighten it a little bit. And then you take your wrench and boom. And that's it. That's having the chain tensioners on. And then what you go ahead and do is you find, so for me it's a 15 millimeter socket or 15 millimeter wrench, but I already have it on here. So, I guess it's a 16 millimeter socket. It's usually a 15 wrench for me. And then you just go ahead and tighten down these bolts. So I'll get back to you once I'm done tightening them down. I can't speak. There it is. That is how you go ahead and put on your chain tensioners. And as you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and lift the bike up a little bit since I don't have a stand. Drop the seat. Oh. And you can just go ahead and pedal a little bit. And you can see that it pedals good without hitting the sides or hitting the brakes by any by accident or whatever. And that's really it. That's all you go about chain tension. And you can see that it doesn't have a lot of play, and that's where you want it. Or I even do anything with the back wheel and stuff like that. I always take off my front wheel, and it's a lot easier now that I have a quick release wheel. So I guess this is gonna be how to put on a quick release wheel for you guys. Let me loosen it up a little bit. All right, so what's gonna happen is you're just gonna put it onto your forks and make sure your forks are facing outwards. Put it on. You tighten the other side. You see this side, every quick release wheel has this little latch. You're gonna twist the other side until it tightens up when it's hitting the fork itself, the fork dropout. And then you're gonna wanna push this in. You know that it's at a good tightness when you have the imprint on your hand. And that is it. You are good for riding. Make sure all your stuff is aligned, your wheel, everything, and you should be all set. I'm sorry if the camera was really shaky when I had the chest mount onto my chest. I'm gonna try to work on getting some equipment to, get better at like video stabilization and stuff like that. But I hope that was informative for you guys. I hope you guys learned how to put on chain tensioners onto your bike. They fit almost every bike. And it's a great investment. It works out for me really, really well. And it's definitely something you guys should look forward to. So I'm gonna leave that in the description as I did in the past video. And I also want to give a shout out to one person because this guy reached out to me personally, and he also has a framed bike, and he's on the come up with me, and he's gonna try to get into doing YouTube. So shout out to Braden Vlogs. I'm gonna leave his channel in the description just in case he starts like doing YouTube videos and stuff like that. But respect to you, much love, and thanks for all the positivity. And he's been watching me since I had 16 subscribers, so respect to you, my guy. For everybody else that stays tuned with the channel, thank you for staying tuned. And I'm gonna have another video coming for you guys really soon, so just stay tuned for that. And thank you guys for watching.